I'm part of the diversity quota. What kind of people? You got a free ticket? Of course you did, you're fucking Indian, didn't you? He'd suck somebody off for something free, he doesn't care what it is. Some of you have guessed I am brown. It's tough growing up brown, isn't it? What kind of brown are you? The same as who? Me. Oh, that's good, you're one of the good ones. He's got a friendly face, isn't he? That's what he's got. It's tough growing up brown though, isn't it? Are you first generation, second generation? Same as me. Like, it's tough, like, having first generation immigrant parents. Like, I had a job when I was 8 years old. I was a live-in translator for my parents. Doctors, opticians, banks. I was the only 8-year-old in my entire school that had a mortgage consultation in their diary. Kids would come up to me after school and be like, Preet, do you want to come play football with us? I'd always have to turn them down, like, no can do, Billy. That fixed rate interest isn't going to find itself now, is it? Move it along, Billy. Go read your Biff and Chip books. I've got terms and conditions. I used to get taken to these appointments, right, and the people there would never take me seriously. Like, my parents would walk in, I'd walk in after them, and they'd always react in the same way, like, "Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Singh, perhaps your son can wait outside, huh?" My dad would panic and go, "No, he stays. Chal, do the business." I was a smart kid, so I'd react in that way, like, well, Barry. Looks like you'll be dealing with me now. Call me Mr. Singh. There's 2 coffees and 12 Ribenas. Don't ask questions, Barry. Chop. I used to feel bad for Barry though, because I was a flamboyant kid. Like, I used to suffer from ADHD, so he'd be trying to tell me the terms and conditions, and I'd be throwing shapes. Like, yes, Barry, tell me more about the residual. Barry didn't know whether to call Child Protective Services or a fucking exorcist. It wasn't all bad though. I used to get taken to my own parents' evening to translate. I was a bad kid. That was a golden ticket. In November, in year 4, I hit a kid in the head with a chair. We all make mistakes. I told my parents that I got 3 days off for Diwali. It's fantastic, man. It wasn't all good, though. You ever had to translate for your mum at the gynecologist? What's the Punjabi word for menopause? He doesn't know, there isn't one. And there isn't a word for period either. That means 8-year-old me had to look my mum in the eyes and be like, "You know when your pussy bleeds?" That's stress. So that is. School was a tough time, man. Because like, I grew up in like an all-white area because my parents had money. They did. So like the first piece of homework we ever got set was in year 2, which was to write up how your parents met, read it out to the class. A few of you getting ahead of yourselves, wait for the punchline. Like Jenny went first, she was like, "My mummy met my daddy at university, mummy had a past, daddy didn't care, love." I went next. My mummy met my daddy on their wedding day. She married him because her dad said so. She's not sure if she loves him yet. The teacher had the cheek to get angry at me. She was like, "Get out of my classroom, that's not how people fall in love." I was like, "Miss, you can't be angry at my mum for having honour. She's not a slag like Jenny's mum, is she?" How old are you, bro? 38. Jesus Christ, you've had a hard life, man. That's... You're right, at least you're out of that danger zone. You found your white woman. Like, I'm smack bang in the middle of the danger zone, right? I am. I'm going to explain the danger zone to you, man. The danger zone is any age between 18 and 29 and a half, where I could come back from work one day and my parents are like, "Surprise, it's your wedding." You're still in that zone. Are you not married yet? No. He's going to get an arranged marriage in about a year's time. There's going to be a bride that shows up from India. He's dumping you, babe. Sorry. We'll find you a nice, rich white man, I promise. That's what we'll do. You guys seen that show, Married at First Sight? Yeah, you seen that? It's amazing to me, because that show just proves that white people can gentrify anything. Show just proves, man. Like, it's cute to me as well. It's adorable, because you guys call that reality TV. My people, that's a documentary, man. That's this guy's wedding tape. That's what that is. It's tough, though. Like, I'm pretty lucky my parents don't prescribe to the notion of an arranged marriage. Like, thank my lucky stars every day. But the people they hang out with do. So my parents have this one friend called Shindo Auntie, and I fucking hate that bitch. She's always trying to get me married off. She'll start the conversation off real innocent, like, son, you're 26 now. You look about 50. And she'll try to do this whole thing where she pretends like she's physically in pain by my bachelor lifestyle. She'll be like, oh, son, hi. Get married. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Taking a shit? What's this about? And without fail, she'll try and introduce me to her daughter. And no racists. She's not a blood relative. We're not Pakistani. One Pakistani and his... She'll do it, I promise. She'll try that shit. She'll be like, son, this is Deepy. She's also 26. It's like, bro, the only thing me and Deepy have in common is the same BMI and the same taste in beard oils. It's tricky, man. I'm pretty lucky. Like, my parents are so modern. I showed my mum Tinder the other day. She was having the best time of her life, swiping left, swiping right. And then about 45 seconds in, I was like, oh, she's a racist. She was swiping left for the white ones. I was like, Mum, you can't do that, that's racist. She got real defensive. She was like, no, I'm not racial. It's just that white people have shit food. I was like, Mum, you can't say... I tried to defend you white people, but up your gravy game. White people are the only people on the planet that flavour meat with meat water. Explain that shit. I'm a fan of all of the dating apps, man. I'm on all of them. Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Grindr. I'll be honest, I'm only on Grindr for the self-esteem. Tinder, 3 matches. Grindr, 3,000. Brown booty is rare on gay dating apps, I'll tell you that. Grindr taught me that gay people, you guys are daredevils, because I eat curry 6 times a week. I didn't realise, right, I was quite naive before getting onto the dating apps. Like, I didn't realise just how common fetishes are. Aren't they? Like, people just have them in their bios. Like, people are so kinky nowadays, I'm convinced the next STI epidemic is going to be athlete's foot. Like I said, I actually met a girl, and I'm going to leave you guys with this, right? So I met a girl on Tinder, and it was going really fucking well, which is a surprise in itself, right? Like, we went on to about 4 or 5 dates, and we started talking about each other's families, right? It got real nice. No, it was a nice conversation. So she was like, tell me something you wish you could change about your family. I was like, well, I really wish I had a closer relationship with my father. That would really come in handy. And I was like, now you tell me something about your family that you would change. She was like, well, my granddad's a convicted paedophile. I'm like, keep it light, we're in a Bella Italia. Hand on heart, this is a true story, right? I was like, naturally I was curious. I was like, tell me what happened. What happened with your granddad? And she was like, well, he molested my 3 other female cousins. I was the only one that got away. And I realised, right, I'm a bad person, because my first reaction was... What's wrong with you? I am sorry, but you do not want to be stuck with trash pussy. I've been Preet Singh. Thank you very much.